Hey, I am here with the Mini Jam 70, playing Stairway to Heaven. Just giving a blind playthrough slash first impressions. So the limitation of the of this game jam was the player had to be an inanimate object, and so I read the description of this one. Apparently, it's a platform, and apparently you are a phone trying to get to God to bail your owner out, because apparently there's evidence on his phone to prove that he should go to hell. So that'd be I don't treat my own phone well enough that it would probably bail me out. I think if I was in this situation, my phone would just abandon me. But let's get right into this. I think the devs said that this was their first game jam, so it's already pretty good for. Oh, excuse me. Pretty good for a game jam entry already. Move with A and D, or use arrow keys, space to jump. Escape to go to level selection, use the bounce pad to launch yourself. The flags act as checkpoints, avoid the spikes and rats. Avoid the rats and the spikes. Gotcha. Simple game. Nothing too complicated to explain. Sounds like just a standard platformer. I like these little angel dudes. They're just all bald. You are a phone. Your owner has recently passed away. To help him get into heaven, you must climb up the world and avoid enemies to reach heaven, or heaven's gates, before he gets thrown in hell. Made by Arvis. Font used is FFFF forward from 101 or 1001fonts.com. Gotcha. I think the font might be a little, close together. Might want to have increased the spacing just a bit. I mean, it's still perfectly readable, so it's not a huge thing. Play! Oh, wow. A level select. A clear save data button. That's fancy. Ooh. Well, I'm an adorable little phone, aren't I? Feels like there's, a lot of momentum. Whoa, that jump pad jumps really high. Okay. Ha! Easy. So see, I can kind of get stuck on the walls. That is alright. Easy. Hey, so the checkpoint goes green when you touch it. That's good. Makes it very obvious when, oh, Jesus. when you get it, which is kind of important. How big is my hitbox? My hitbox seems giant. What I mean by that is, if I come over here... Oh, wait. I get, stuck on the ground sometimes, too. Just a little bit of, collider shenanigans. Tis happens. It's like if I go left, I get stopped before, my pixels even... Yeah, right here, I'm not even... Character hitbox is, quite big, it seems. But, oh well. Ouchies. How big is the, spikes hitbox? The character being a cell phone definitely helps with, in the animation department. You don't have to worry too much about... Wait, did the music change? I think it's way quieter on this level, too. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I definitely seem to get stuck a lot. And what I think that, so this is a Unity game, so I know a bit about, how Unity works. I don't usually work with, rigid body or physics much, but, oh jeez. What I think it might be is, if each of these tiles have their own collider, I think it's just, it's almost like I'm getting stuck on the edges of the, like, if I get stuck, is there a way to, like, I want to get stuck and then stop and kind of see where, like, I got stuck at. Ah, never mind. Does not seem like a consistent bug. Gravity feels really low, but... Oh, jeez. The rat's got, like, an adorable little scamper. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so this, like, super big hitbox is kind of... I'm starting to feel it, because if I, like, land... Yeah. Like, if you, where's my mouse? Mouse! Oh, my mouse is just hidden. But, I guess I'll just have to explain it with my voice. But, so you see how I'm, like, right up against here, right? It almost looks like the... Wait. That's... weird. Look at the mouse, right? So, when he goes all the way to the right, it doesn't go, like, to the edge. If I do this, can I see my mouse? Not over the end, though. But, like, when I'm down here, he doesn't go all the way to the edge, but when I come up, he does? Wait, no, now he's not coming all the way to the edge. But still, if I come up here and I move, like, 1 pixel to the left, I become hittable, I think. Yeah. So that's a bit awkward. Oh well, it's just something that, like, you have to mentally adjust for slightly. Oh, jeez, I forgot about that. Oh, jeez. Yeah, this is just a pretty straightforward platformer. Nothing, like, super out of the ordinary. Oh, man. Hey, okay, so I go boop and then, oh. Well, not that fast. Oh, I think this game has, like, a very similar bug that I used to have in, or I guess I still have in it. It's just a lot harder to do in, but on a platformer controller I have, which is that if you land on the very edge, because I think, what I think might be happening is if, what a lot of tutorials, and just, like, a really good way to do platformer controllers isn't to check collisions, because then you could, a lot of times you have issues with, like, if you hit the roof, you could keep jumping, or if you hit the walls, you could, like, kind of wall slide in a very unappealing way. But, so the way a lot of platformer controllers is to shoot a raycast down, and what happens is, like, I'm barely a pixel off, and the raycast is, like, missing, so it hasn't, like, refreshed to the jump, so I'm unable to jump until I, like, slide back on. I haven't, like, discovered the fix for it or anything. My like, go-to platformer controller still has that bug. Actually, this one feels pretty good, too. I think it might have, like, the same margin of error, just, like, a very slight little bit. But that's just a bug. It's funny, so I made the platformer controller that I used for a different game jam. I didn't participate in this game jam, but in a different game jam I participated in, I used my platformer controller. And instantly I had been using that platformer controller for, like, 2 weeks and just making it nice and spicy. And then my friend, like, plays my jam entry, and it's like, he's like, oh, by the way, there's a bug that you can't jump off platforms, and he found it instantly. So it's a fun little story. I haven't, like, looked up a fix. Oh, I can jump over the whole thing. I don't, like, I'm not respecting how much airtime you can get. Like, I'm pretty sure if I get up here, I can jump the whole thing. Yeah, okay. Okay, I think I can do this. Whoop. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Just taking a sip of my drink. Okay. So I need to time it, land on here, jump across. Okay, I just did that poorly. But I got the method. Yeah. And I need to go boop. What? Okay, that's hard. Doesn't seem like I have a fast fall or anything either. Oh wow, I didn't think I was gonna make that, to be honest. Whoop. So something to know, I think this rat is kind of a dick move, the one that's down here. Just because it's like, you have to, because you can't see up when you're, like, let me kind of show. So when you're down there, or maybe you can, let me check something. Whoop. Whoop. I like this jump sound effect. It's nothing too complicated. Yeah, so I'm getting stuck on this pixel, and it does look like this is like exactly lined up with the tile. So something that might help is if you're using a tile set to place these blocks, it might be good to like set up a what is it called? It's like a composite collider where it just like gathers all the colliders together and makes them one big collider rather than a bunch of square colliders, and that just helps with performance too. But yeah, so you see how I'm down here, and above there's a rat on that platform I have to land on? Right now I can't see the rat, so I can't really time it, so I kind of have to just hope this rat doesn't get in my way like that. So that's, I don't know if there's a term for it, but I know it's kind of an issue with, like Mario Maker levels. I think people refer to them as, like, leaps of faith, where your only option is just to jump and hope that the level is there. In this case, though, it's not really hoping there's something to land on, it's hoping there's something not in the way. Just a little thing that could, add to be a bit spicy. I will say, shout out to having, like, a story. A lot of Game Jam entries won't have anything, it'll just be, like, pure gameplay, but story can, like, I don't know if there's a theory behind this, but it's a personal theory of mine that, like, just a little bit of story just enhances the like, increases motivation slightly, because you know why you're there. You care. It's like, I gotta save my boy. So stuff like that is really nice to have. Oh, I could just go over here. I don't even know why I was trying to land on that rat. I guess it's not really a leap of faith then. But yeah. It would be nice if there's like a sound effect for when you touch the flag. Just a little one, or maybe a particle effect. Basically, anything you could do to add to like the feeling that what you're doing as a player, like, is doing something to the world, which is just feedback. Can never have too much feedback. But again, like, oh wait. But to be fair, 3 days is not a lot of time to make anything. Again, it took me like a few weeks to get a platformer controller that I was like 100% happy with. Oh, jeez. Oh, Man, that's a tight jump. Do I even have to make that jump? I think so, because my jump... Something that's kind of interesting about just how the physics work in this game that's kind of dictates how you move is your jump is really short, but since it's super floaty, you have like a really, really far jump. Maybe it's stuck on the floor. Oh shit. I'm glad there isn't spikes above all these bounce pads like some of the earlier ones. Whew. Just definitely a little bit of momentum. Oh god, please. God, this would be a sad part to fail at. Oh yeah, the music totally is changing. That's pretty neat. I like that the background color is slightly different too. There isn't like much variance in like any of the art, but it's like nice that there's anything, and the background changing color is really good. And the music changing. Anything to make levels feel distinct is super nice. I don't know what the section over there is for, just because I don't think I'm ever going to need to go over there. Oh. This is going to take some tight timing. Oh, jeez. That's going to take really tight timing, Jesus. Jesus. Jeez. Yeah, that timing seems really crazy. Okay. Let's go. I think that's gonna be the hard section of the whole game. Just this one part, this jump. If I can make it, I can survive. Dang. Jump took too long. Something nice about just like some of the color choices here, by the way, is like it's kind of not a huge thing, but it is interesting to point out that the spikes and the rats are very similar colors. They're both like really gray. Kind of a like visual consistency of what is not like of what is bad to touch. Jeez, no, no, no! Oh my god, please! Oh, oh, jeez. That spike room seems really mean. It seems like it's there for me to just like accidentally launch myself in. Oh, jeez. I panicked. Oh, new type of blocks. Are we finally climbing up to heaven? Wait, is this all level 1? Ooh. I'm getting... Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. There's a lot of little things that could be added to this, the character controller. One way to kind of, like, cheat more animation into an object like this, because it's just a rectangle, is, and Vimlark, I think he covers this a lot, because it's, like, one of his favorite techniques, but just add, like, a little bit of squash and stretch on the jumping. Ah, excuse me, I got something in my throat. Oh, wow. Man, excuse me, jeez. I don't know what's up. But, it seems like you have a coyote jump in, which is super nice. Which is... Yeah, you totally do. Wow. Well, that's one of those things that, like, man, every... Coyote jumps are not very common in game jams, because they can be a pain in... Like, they could be kind of a pain to implement sometimes, and also... Like, if you've never implemented them before. Like, once you kind of know how, it's a lot easier, but... It's one of the, like, a very overlooked part of, like, a platformer controllers in game jams. This feels like a very generous coyote jump, too, which is pretty good, nice. Ayo! Okay, so was that the last level? Was that all 3? Does seem so. Yeah, okay. So really interesting entry. Very, very straightforward platformer. There isn't too much shenanigans. It's just straight up dodge the dudes, get to the exit. The platformer controller is really floaty. It doesn't seem like there's that much like downward acceleration, which is fine. It seems like the levels are mostly designed around that. You're mostly moving vertically, but like you're moving vertically horizontally, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a zigzag formation. Like first you go, oh god. Like first you go right, and then you go up, and then you go left. Oop. And then you go up slightly. And then you go up. And then you go right. Or sorry, left. That is left. I do think there was a slight missed opportunity with the last level. So at the last level, at the very top of the last level, you have a demon enemy and and you have cloud tiles. I think the last level, it probably would have been more like visually interesting if the entire last level was was cloud tiles and demons instead of rats. Because it seems like to me from what I'm seeing that the rats and the demons are like mechanically identical. They just seem to go back left and right until they hit you, basically. So I think something that would have added a lot of visual just interest to the final level, because the final level gets pretty like, ooh, I'm intrigued at the very end of the final level, but I think you could have done that at the like as the entire final level. But hey, it's just a suggestion. It's a game jam, or game jams are really hard to like. It's really hard to think of like the best way to do anything. And I'm not saying you've seen them the best way. Who knows, right? There's 1,000 different ways to do things. But yeah, it's really nice to see a coyote jump. I'll be honest, it's like I've been playing a lot of platformers in game jams, and it makes me sad every time there isn't a coyote jump, because it just makes things feel so leggy. I think the biggest thing that holds this, like the platformer controller from feeling really good, though, is just the floatiness doesn't feel very good. Probably, like, heavier gravity and also, like, more downward acceleration. I don't remember how I implemented it. Another thing is, it feels like feels like I'm losing certain, like, inputs sometimes when I'm, like, stuck on the, when I get, like, stuck on tiles. But overall, it's still pretty fun. Oh, another way to, like, improve, like, platformer controller game feel. So, this is when I tap the jump button really slightly. And this is what happens when I hold the jump button. So you probably figure out where I'm going to get this, but variable jump height can go a long way in a platformer. Movement animations are obvious. I don't know if is it a difference. Is the music different per level? I haven't been like paying enough attention. Because if it is, like, bravo. That is some spicy farkle. Whoop. Damn, that was kind of sick. I think you made like pretty. Whoop. I'd say the levels generally play to this. Oh, play to the platformer or like this control character's like strengths. As I said, it's kind of going in this S formation, which is pretty nice because you have a floaty jump, but also you have like a lot of vertical. No, I guess that'd be horizontal. A lot of side to side mobility. Like you have a lot of thinking to do it midair. Oh, jeez. It does feel like you lose a little bit of speed turning, which means you have to be a bit more like confident in your movements, which is pretty cool. It's not a bad thing. It does make it feel sluggish at points. I wish the startup speed was a little faster, maybe, but overall pretty good. Jeez. Boop. No, that sounds like the same song, just louder. Is it? No, it doesn't. Well, I have all the levels now, which means I can go. It sounds like the same song, but deeper. But it's much quieter. Huh. I don't know if that's intentional, but it kind of like... When I was going through, it kind of made it sound like there was different soundtracks. Which, I mean, hey, is... That's generally a pretty good thing. Because you don't want people getting bored of the same song over and over again. I didn't really get bored of the song. It was actually pretty nice. Definitely helps that it went for like... Loud, quiet, loud. Huh. I don't know if that's intentional or not, or if it was just like a settings issue, maybe a prefab not being overwritten. But these are like pretty. This is a pretty solid rank or length for a game gem as well, or game gem entry, I should say. 3 levels might not sound like a lot, but these are like short levels. Man. This is definitely the hardest jump of the entire game. Dang. You have to like land and then immediately jump and then like make sure you don't die. Damn, if I just went for that, I think I would have had it. Ayo, easy. You know, all things considered, yeah, so these are the tiles I was kind of referring to earlier. I wouldn't have minded if this entire last level was made of them. They don't tile as well as the bricks do, but I think it would have been fine. Heyo. Oh, you even I didn't notice this the first time. He made a little green dude for the windscreen. That's really cool. Face when your phone saves the day. Pretty cool entry. I like the flag animation. That's a really nice flag animation. It's not complicated or anything, but looks good. But yeah, the flag switching color is a really easy thing to miss because it's just, you know, game jams. You don't have much time to do anything. I think the levels were generally like pretty solid for the character controller. As I said, the entire idea is you're going up, but since you don't really have much vertical, mobility. You only have like horizontal mobility, so it's kind of doing like S-shaped movements. Okay, you know, starting now, I'm going to just quickly try to do like a no death run, and then I will have to move on. So no death run starting now. I don't remember this first jump being this hard. You know, I said no death run, and immediately it just feels 10 times harder than it is. Easy. Oh. Okay, level 1's pretty fine. A whole note on the, like, kind of variance in the levels to create interest. Considering you changed the background of the last level, what you could have done for the first level is make it slightly darker. And that way, when you get to the, it's like acts as like almost like a transition effect, where it just gets lighter and lighter. Oh, well, there goes the no death run. Let's see if I could do it without dying more than once. Almost. I mean, the run is dead, but let's see how far I can get without. Let's see how few deaths I can do this in. So I've died once. Okay, here it is. Here's the jump. Oh, okay, 2 deaths. Oh, 3 deaths. Oh, it's over. This is even. I can't recover it. I can't even pretend that this was almost a no death run. And then I'm gonna get this first try, right? Oh my god. Well, that was like 3 deaths? 4 deaths? Huh, either way. Pretty solid entry. Very standard platformer. Not much mechanically, but platformer controllers, like, the amount you can put into a single platformer controller can be ridiculous. There's a lot to consider. And, I mean, you thought of probably one of in my opinion, is the most overlooked in at least game jams, which is the coyote jump. And for that, I salute you. The art overall was pretty decent. There wasn't that much animation, and the animation that was there was super simple. The flag was probably the most complicated animation. I think a death effect probably would have been nice, kind of like a Super Meat Boy, just you pop and then like it fades out and fades back in really quickly. It is nice that you don't like You don't like mess about with getting back into the action almost too quickly because I've accidentally like jumped into spikes immediately after respawning, but what you gonna do? Sorry, I'm just like watching this flag animation. But pretty good entry. I like the I didn't participate in this jam, but I did like ponder about it, and I did not think of I would see a game where the inanimate object you play as is a phone. That was not what I was expecting. So good stuff, my dude. Cheers.